How it works is pretty simple, really, but quite bonkers. I mean, the concept is that you have a number of actors who've rehearsed the show as you normally would, which is then presented with full light, sound, costume. But into the mix, you throw one actor who has never seen the script before, arrives an hour before curtain up, simply to be fitted with an earpiece, and is guided through the play by someone feeding them their lines from off stage.
You've got some quite big names to take on that role, haven't you?
We do. We've got some phenomenal names. It's been incredibly humbling how supportive the industry have been of Park Theatre. We've got people like Emma Thompson, Gillian Anderson, Ian McKellen, David Mitchell, Harry Hill, Stephen Mangan. I mean, the list is almost endless. I mean, there's sort of 40 of the good and the great, which is absolutely fantastic for us because it's such a key fundraiser at this awful time.
Yeah, so what's it all about? What are you raising money for?
Well, in a good year, pre-pandemic, just to keep the doors open, we have to raise over £300,000 in addition to all of the box office and rental that we receive. You know, that's a fairly standard model across theatres up and down the country. If you're not a commercial West End house, then most theatres are, like Park Theatre, a charity, and try to keep affordable ticket prices. And rather than charging, you know, £100, £200 a ticket, we outside of this, which is obviously a higher ticket price as a fundraising show, we keep the prices low and accessible. We deliver accessible performances. We work with the local community. We have groups of young people all the way through to people with dementia and their carers. We work with the council estates just behind us, sometimes giving people their first experience of drama.
The number of huge names that you've got involved in this really does go to show not only how much they feel passionately about the industry, but actually how important it is to support the arts, particularly now.
It does show that, absolutely. And, you know, I think we're very lucky in this country that we have a real sort of history of actors giving back to theatre and an understanding of where theatre lies in the ecosystem. And I think that's perhaps been heightened by the pandemic, where the theatres have had to sort of give their case for support and explain how integral they are. And a lot of leading names have come up and spoken about that. You know, when you get people here performing in Whodunnit Unrehearsed too, you are able to essentially give back. You know, they are able to give back and say, you know, I can give a night, and I know what my name brings, and I know the sort of kudos that provides, and that's such an important part. And in fact, all of those people, and when we did it in 2019, we did Whodunnit Unrehearsed 1, which was a same concept, different play, and we get them out at the end for a sort of integrated Q&A, and every single person who we asked had a story about, you know, why they're doing this and why a smaller local theatre is important to them. And if it wasn't for their local theatre or their community theatre, or the fact that they were able to do drama classes at their school or whatever, they wouldn't be where they are now. So it is so important.
Something else that audiences are able to do as part of it is join a £10 ballot. How does that work?
Yeah. That's right. Well, you put your name in the hat, as it were. And on stage, one of our volunteers comes out, and Gillian Anderson or Emma Thompson or whoever it might be pulls a name out of the hat and says, "Mrs. Jones, seat A21, you've won the ballot. Stay in your seat. We'll come and find you in the interval." They get taken off in the interval, and I won't spoil it for you, but they get a little brief and appear in the second act.
It really is the perfect concept to get these celebs on their toes. How hard is it for the rest of the cast to rehearse?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, the rest of the cast, I suppose you would say they have to rehearse a little more than you would a normal play, in the way that they have to be so sure of every single moment of helping to navigate what this other person is doing. And there are key points in the play where we have to ensure that the inspector is in a particular position for maybe a sound or music cue, or maybe just for a gag to work, or for something to read. And so we don't know where they're going to be. But actually, we found last time when we did the 2019 run of Whodunnit 1 that by ensuring that the actors inhabited the right spaces, you could sort of tease out where you wanted the inspector to be, particularly in our space, which is very intimate. We're on 3 sides. It's almost like you're in the round. So, you start to inhabit the corners and then they take center stage. You start to take center stage, they might withdraw to the armchair. Occasionally maybe they'll get something in the ear saying, could you move to this position? So they get a little bit of stage direction as well. But essentially our actors are extremely well rehearsed and providing an absolute support network and safety blanket. So they are prepared for anything. If someone goes out the door by mistake, it'll be blocked or it'll be dealt with. They know exactly where everyone is supposed to be.